Welcome to the Jeremiah Show. He's been out there all this time. He has been within miles of me, but somehow just off my radar. But no more. I am aware of him. His music I will play. It will become part of my future days. I will turn to his music to mark my occasions, and it will become my company for my musical emotions. His music will ride my highs and charge my challenges. He's in that small and elite group of musicians out there that are defined as genuine and true bona fide rock stars. The best musicians in the world ask him to join them because when he brings his energy and his talent, their own is elevated. His name is Derek Day. And if you haven't heard of him, you have now. He's on the lead, licky, riffy electric guitar that accompanies his gritty, soulful vocals. Those aren't my words to describe him, but I do love that description. He's performed alongside rock icons like Slash, and he's toured with Joan Jett, Moby, Poison, and Mötley Crüe, just to name a few. I read a quote about Derek Day that I want to repeat here. It was repeated often when I did my research on Derek Day and his background. It's from Premier Guitar's Kate Koenig. She describes Derek as ambitious, hot-wired, and frying the fretboard, possessing guitar work with fangs, slightly overdriven and snarling, with metal-esque vocals that could kill. Wow. That says a lot. Welcome to the show, Derek Day.
Wow. That should just be the show. I'm happy with that if you are. That's amazing. Read that to me when I go to bed.
Thank you and good night. Well, there's some amazing things that have been said about you, my friend, and they're all well deserved. I told you that I got the album a day or so ago, started playing it yesterday, played it. I'm now, I think, on my third run through. And every time I listen, I can't wait for the audience to hear it. Such a great album. Every time I listen, it's like I'm appealing and finding something new, some sort of new present or gift that you've given us musically. And I want to just pause for a second and let everybody know that you've generously provided the album that is not out. The album, as I can imagine, and it's not released until August. So we have, through this show, we're playing the album, and that's pretty special. We get to listen to the album that's not released with the man who created it, Derek Day. So,
Oh, wow. Yeah, of course. I had to send it to you, Jeremiah. I'm so happy you're having me on your show. And wow, I'm just really happy to be here. I'm glad you like it. That's incredible.
oh, congratulations, man. It's really, really terrific. It's so great. It's going to be a big smash hit, I'm sure. People are going to fall in love with this album, and I can't wait to see you perform it live. I'm going to have to make a trip down to LA to do that. So, Derek, what's it like for you before the process of creating a new body of work begins? And then, such as the album, I can't imagine. And then, what's it like for you when you are in the thick of the creative process? And how do you feel when it's all over?
Wow. There's so many parts to the creative process. There's the writing it, the editing it, editing it, and the recording of it, and then even the business side of it is kind of the creative part of it too. But I mean, as far as writing the material, I find that a lot of it is written in my head. Like before I even put it down on an instrument or paper or anything, it's like most of it's worked out here. At least the stuff I really like. And that's something I discovered recently. Because I think about it often, like how do we write a song? What is a song? Is it like a painting, like an odd auditorial painting, or what is it even? But yeah, I figured out like, yeah, you just write a lot of it, or I do write a lot of it in my head. And then once you go in the studio, that's like the fun part. It's so intimidating because there's only a certain amount of hours and it costs a certain amount of money, and you're scared every day up until the studio. But once you're in it, you're like, oh, this is Disneyland. And it's just so much fun. It's like all mistakes are welcome, in fact, almost encouraged. And yeah. And I don't know if that answers your question, but that's
Yeah,
kind
well, it
of.
does. Physically, I guess I was asking, I didn't define that, but I meant like physically, what do you go through as a you as a person when you're going? It's almost like I maybe this is too cliche, but almost like a caterpillar, right? Like you're you're coming out of a cocoon. You're being born in a way. You're birthing this art form and this music and this you. It's you. So I guess my question was like, what is it physically? What's it like to go through that? And you answered it. You said, I'm in my head a lot in the beginning, and then I'm taking it out of my head and putting it and recording it with musicians and creative people, and it's coming alive. It's starting to be born. And then I guess the last part of that question was, how does it feel like where you're at right now? Like there's a lot of work ahead of you because the album isn't released yet. You've got a lot of the business side, the promotion, the touring, but how do you feel right now? Like, how are you feeling right now at this moment about the creation of the album?
I feel, honestly quite intimidated. It's a lot to share with everyone. It's really like, here's my insides. I hope you like it. But everyone, there's a lot of people. It's a, sorry, pardon me. Um, to put it short, keep it short, kind of intimidated. There's a lot of work ahead of us, like you said. Like we gotta share it with everyone the best way, the most um, the smartest way, the most economical way, and then but also the most bold ways we can. So it's still very creative and kind of fun, but also scary.
Yeah, I imagine it would be. You're sharing a really intimate part of yourself and something that you really care about, and you're hoping that everybody receives it the way that you intend it to be received, right? And that they like it. That's got to be nerve-wracking and scary. I could see that. So there's like a whole range of emotions that you go through. Well, I know you probably haven't shared it a lot, but again, I told you it's my favorite album right now, and I can't wait to listen to it again. I probably will as soon as we finish this interview. Which, in fact, um, is there a emotion? Because you seem like a real in touch, kind of in touch with your world, the music that takes, I would imagine being open to a lot of things and being uh, just exposed to a lot and letting your emotions and feeling them to write the songs that you do, to come up with the harmonies and the music. Do you have a strong creative emotion, one that like overrides the others that helps you when you're songwriting?
Yeah, excitement,
Excitement.
100%.
Explain the excitement that you're feeling.
So much of writing is like brutal. Like you'll hear artists like Bowie say, "Oh, I hate writing." Oh, and he's right. It's like a lot of work. It's hours of starvation. Not that it has to be, but it usually ends up you like being in a room uninterrupted for many hours at a time, weeks at a time. Um, you don't have to suffer for your art. I don't believe in that. I do believe you have to sacrifice for your art. You have to sacrifice a lot of time uh, and effort and focus, and you have to really like just put it in there. So um, excitement overrides everything. It has to, because like it's a lot of hard work, and you want to. It's a bunch of contradictions the whole time. You want to write something people might relate to, but you also want to write for yourself, so that way, or make sure you're true to yourself. And there's so many checks to box or boxes to check rather.
Hmm.
But yeah, but I'm like constantly, I mean, you could probably see it in my eyes right now. I'm like always like, very happy and excited that I get a chance to sit somewhere, even if it's under a bridge somewhere, to try to write a song and put it together. And um, even if it's a sad song, I'm excited and happy to work through these emotions.
You said you don't have to sacrifice for your art. It's an interesting statement because so many times artists do sacrifice for their art. And maybe you could define that a little bit. What would you sacrifice for your art? What would you sacrifice to have that time to write a song uninterrupted? Is there anything that you would sacrifice in your life that would not feel like a sacrifice?
Yeah, no, or rather I said, you don't have to suffer, but you have to sacrifice. You
Mm.
have to. And I feel like they're very different things. Suffering is like, you know, a lot of grunge singers put themselves through this in the 90s, and uh Jim Morrison did this. They felt like they had to like kill themselves and really destroy all their relationships. Like you don't have to do that. Um but a great artist can't, they don't have to do that, but they can sacrifice many things. Like for me, and for instance, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of food. I don't like uh I think there's even like a funny John Mayer interview where he says how dinner ruins art. And he's kind of right in a way, because like you're in the studio, you're creating something, and then it's
Yeah.
dinner time. You have to
That's
be bold enough to say, cancel that. I got to stay in here for another 5 hours, because those
that's true.
first 3 hours, they're just me getting warmed up. And now I'm finally hitting a flow state, and I'm supposed to go meet someone for dinner, but no, like we can't do that now. Now we're ready to start writing. All of those 3 hours, 4 hours beforehand were just me kind of stretching and trying to find things. But the good stuff is when you're starting to get a little hungry and getting I think, and it's funny because I think art is so cosmic and it comes in from somewhere else. I think it is kind of like it has a personality where it says like, you want this? Do you really want this? Okay, fine, you can have it if you're persistent and bold enough to keep going and fishing. And so yeah, I think it's a lot of like human experience you have to sacrifice, a lot of food, a lot of just enjoyment. Not that writing isn't fun, but it's super fun, but you have to like find it.
Do you think music called on you? I don't mean to take it to a level where we're overthinking it, but did you have a musical calling?
Yeah, 100%. Like I can't see me doing anything else, and I don't know how else to answer that other than yes.
Has it changed at all as you matured? Have you felt it change, or for instance, did you have original dreams, and then have they, now that you've become more immersed in the art form and in music and playing with all these amazing, probably heroes of yours, heroes of all of ours in the music business, has that changed at all? Have you felt a shift with the calling? Is it stronger? Is it just different? What's it like? How
It
does it drive
feels
you?
it feels very much the same. I mean, I go through experiences and I see things um that I learn new things for sure, but ever since I was a kid, like 4 5 years old, I'm still like, I have that fire. I see music and what comes with it, the kind of music I want to uh, share and make a living off of, my future. I see that all exactly the same, even though there's like funky little speed bumps I've noticed. I'm still very much in this, feels the same to me.
And those don't knock you down. They don't get harder to get over. Do you have more determination, or do you just see them as part of the road that you've got to travel?
Definitely part of the road. It does slow you down. There are moments of like, oh gosh, like I can't believe this is part of it. But for me personally, I'm like always like, all right, fine. Like if that's how the cookie crumbles, then let's get some milk, Let's try to find a way to enjoy it.
You said in the beginning, and I could just tell by, watching you and listening to you, you're very excited and you're really into what you're doing, which is infectious. It makes me love the music even more and love you as a music artist even more. Are there still new discoveries for you as a musician? Um, that first feeling of falling in love with music, and do you still have the wake up with excitement like that? That same excitement, that same um, energy and excitement for the day and for discovering new things in music?
Oh my gosh, totally. You know, my excitement is total. It's kind of changed into like more of like a nervousness. I'm so Oh, sorry. One sec. I have a cat.
The, the studio cat.
Studio cat.
What's your cat's name?
I'm still thinking about what to name her. I just got her, and
Okay.
right now it's Little Kenneth, and
I like that.
yeah, it's pretty good actually. The more I think about it, I think it should be Little Kenneth. She reminds me of my brother. So my brother's Kenneth, and
Oh,
I don't know.
and you can ask her, what's the frequency, little Kenneth?
Exactly. Now we're talking. Um, no, but yeah, like I'm always so excited for music. It's not like I do wake up every morning like, oh, what can music bring today? But it's actually kind of a more in an like I'm scared of it thing. If anything, that's what's changed with music. It's become so much more vast than I could ever imagine. I thought I knew everything when I was 17. I was like a really good guitar player and a singer, and I was playing all over the place. And uh, but as I grew older, I'm like, whoa, there's like real players out there. There's real crazy cultural differences in music all over the world, and it's kind of scary. It's like outer space in a way, but it's at the same time, I'm so fascinated by it.
Hmm. Like that feeling as a kid when you can't wait to get up and face the day and learn something new.
Yes,
Sounds
absolutely.
well, when you were a kid, why did you turn to music? Did it fill some sort of a void, or was it, I just love music. I love listening to music. Why did you choose and sort of build this career, this life in music? How did it start out?
I suppose it started out. My family's a very creative family. I mean, my parents not so much. They were salesmen together. They were car salesmen together. My mom and dad. But like my three brothers, we were always like, I don't know. Even as kids, we were philosophizing and oh, hey, okay, Kenneth. um, um, we were always just like kind of random and weird, and we would walk down the street in Hollywood Boulevard or Santa Monica in LA, and we would just see performers on the street. When I saw that as like a 3-year old, as a 4-year old, I was like, oh, that's awesome, like amazing, that's so fun. It just looked fun. So as I grew older, I realized, and I saw the money bucket and how it would get very full from them just looking like they had fun. So that was my first initial calling, was like seeing it on the street. That looks fun.
Was,
It looks like they're making money. Blah blah blah.
was that down in Santa Monica, like on Third Street in that area
Yeah,
that you're
yeah.
referring to? Yeah, there's some talented people that play down there, really. Um, so I thought this is interesting that you're a real big history buff, and you referred to some article that I read that that's where your name came from, was from history and D-Day. And I was thinking, did you name yourself? Is that like a stage name, or did your parents do that in some way? Or did I read the correct explanation about your name?
You did read the correct explanation. I have a very Polish last name. It's this long-winded Wlodyka. I won't even pronounce it. It's very long, and I'm so proud of it. I love that heritage. And my mom's from Honduras. I have like a funny little Honduran
Could
shake.
you pronounce it? I'd love to hear
Vodika.
it. Vodvika.
Vodika.
Vodika.
Yeah.
Vodika. Oh, I like that. It's very pretty.
Thank you so much. You know
Melodic.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does have like a prettiness to it.
Yeah.
Um, And you know, as much as I love it, it just won't really fly when you're trying to sell a quick or trying to make a quick buck in the entertainment industry. So I knew I had to change just my last name to uh, be more, I don't know, what's the word? Feasible, or I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, just but Derek Day, I just thought like you know, it was very carpe diem, seize the day,
Mhm.
very much like this is my time. And it kind
Yeah.
of grew from that. But also like D-Day, when I that was an afterthought that secured like this is it, because I love history. A lot of my songs incorporate lyrics about history and things. Like there's a track on, we'll talk about this later, I'm sure, but like one of the tracks, Nowhere, talks a lot about American politics and stuff. And I always try to talk about some form of history, and I read a lot before I write too, just to make sure I'm well informed and I can somehow incorporate it.
Well, this is very interesting to me too, that you have a little Mayan ancestry in you. And and it made me think, I don't, I know of the Mayans what were taught in school, but I didn't and then I started thinking, did they have instruments? I'm sure they did. Do you know? Did the Mayans have instruments and were they musical?
They definitely, absolutely, they did. There's a lot of flutes going on, a lot of drums, and the Mayans, they definitely had instruments of torture. So, but they're very vocal and very rhythmic, and they loved a lot of that. There's very passionate people. So yeah, I mean, and I mean, my great grandfather played acoustic guitar and stuff. There's a lot of that in my lineage somewhere. Just for fun, they did it and stuff. So like, I'm sure.
Are there folk songs that you're aware of or anything like that? Anything that you could incorporate into your performances somewhere? You
I'm
know what I
not
mean?
really too familiar with folk songs of the
Yeah.
Mayan culture specifically, but I do love a lot of Hispanic music and
Yeah.
Spanish music.
Well, Classic Rock Magazine says of Derek Day, an experimental rock maverick, boosted by weapons grade guitar chops and seemingly unshakable confidence. Where did that confidence come from, Derek? Did you, where did that belief in yourself come from? Where does it come from?
I think from the element of surprise and like spontaneity. I was a kid when I did my first like talent show. I was like 12 years old, and it was supposed to be an instrumental thing of like Purple Haze,
Mm.
and I didn't rehearse the vocals at all. I sort of knew them, but uh I saw the microphone, like the announcer's microphone near the stage. I was playing my thing, and I just ran up to it and started singing on it. And just for the sake of like, I was there to surprise myself and be with myself. Uh, and sorry, I'm like losing a train of thought here.
I mean, you need that confidence, right? That's part of your energy and part of it to do what you do, to share, like you said in the beginning, to share these intimate thoughts that are your own, that you've set to music and then you've set free to all of us to connect with. You need some confidence, I imagine. I'm just curious where it came from and how it served you well so far.
Oh man. Well, yeah, no, absolutely. Well, from that one weird talent show thing, the spontaneous kind of mic grab and singing out of nowhere for no reason thrilled me. And I realized it's all a game. It's one big fluke, this game called life. And um sorry, my cat is like distracting me so much.
She wants to be your co-host.
She certainly does. And I'm not really
Pay
excited about it.
attention. Pay
Yeah.
attention to me.
But yeah, no, but the fact that you can try new things on stage and like in real time, I chase that. I feel like that's a huge confident thing. And I take that into the studio, and like anything can happen right now, like at this moment. So like I chase that like it's heroin. So
Mm.
like it's that's I think that's where my confidence comes from. That and having like a spicy Latina mom that's loud and vibrant and stuff. Like I was kind of raised around that. And my dad's strong Polish guy telling me like, believe in yourself and stuff. But also like the fact I love going on stage. I'm never scared to because it's like even if I fall down, it could turn into a roll.
Yeah, you can make it rock and roll
Yeah, yeah.
somehow. Well, listen, we're gonna go to a break right now. We're gonna listen to a little bit of music. Our featured song, which was released on May 2nd, is it the first single on I Can't Imagine that you released, or
Yeah.
the second? Yeah,
It's
okay. So
it's the
first,
first single title track.
and it's the title track, and is it the second track on the album?
It's the first. It's the first track.
Okay, because you've got an intro, which I
Oh yeah, there's an intro. There's an
it, it,
intro thing.
it's like magic. And we play that when we came into, if anybody's curious what that was, it's beautiful, but by the way, we played that when we opened the show. And now I'm going to play a little bit of the single that was just released. Go to Spotify and play the single and follow Derek Day. Um, it's called I Can't Imagine. We're going to play a little bit of that now. And I'm teasing you on purpose because it's such a great song, great single. It's our featured song. At the end of the show, we're going to play it in its entirety. I'm just going to give you a little taste of it right now. And it's called I Can't Imagine. Anything you want to say about um, I Can't Imagine now, Derek, or you want to hold that for the end and set it up for us?
We'll set it up later, I think.
Okay. Okay. All right. So here it is. I Can't Imagine by Derek Day off of his new album, not out yet. It's out in August of this year. Go to his website, sign up. By the way, the most creative website I have ever seen, ever.
Thank you. I designed it myself. I did a
It's
lot of weird green screen stuff.
yeah, I want people to go to the website and check it out, and you just need to sit there and watch. And it will all make sense, but it was all so creatively thought out. The website's derekday.com. If you want to see a really well designed, just imaginative, it'll kind of blow your mind a little bit. derekday.com. And while you're there, sign up for his news. And there will be an album release party coming up. There will be new singles dropping on June 6th. Push and Pull is out on is it July 11th, Useless Attempts, and in August, Vergüenza. How'd I do, Derek? Did I do it right?
Brilliant. Love it.
Vergüenza. Okay, I still feel like I might have got it wrong, but anyway, that
No,
was
I
out
think
on.
that's it feels wrong. I know what you mean. It feels wrong saying it, but I mean, I guess you could say vergüenza, or some people say vergüenza. That depends on where, but you're saying it right. Vergüenza.
All right. If you give me the blessing, I'm going to take it. All right. Again, I Can't Imagine. New album by Derek Day out August 2025. First single dropped on May 2nd. We're going to listen to that right now on Flatiron Records and Label 51. We'll be right back. Enjoy. I Can't Imagine.